Welcome back to another challenge video, and today I am basically going to be making a coaster that could fit into any park. So that's basically meaning that this coaster could go to any park in the world. That's effectively what I'm going for. It needs to be a coaster that could fit any park's lineup, add it to any park, and it would instantly make that park better. And for my inspiration for this, I'm going to go off of Formula at Energylandia. For me, it's the perfect coaster in quite a lot of ways. It's still, I think, under the height limit so that most kids can go on it. It's got a launch, it's got a few inversions, it's quite fast, whippy, of course, because it's new Vekoma, it's smooth. And I just feel like, I don't know, those coasters aren't the most expensive compared to like, I don't know, like a B&M invert or something. So that would be the perfect coaster for pretty much any park. Any park you would put that coaster in, it would boost their lineup, make the park kind of experience better just by having that coaster there. You can theme it in whatever way you want. So yeah, that's basically the design inspiration I'm going for this coaster when I'm designing the coaster you can put in any park. So to start off, I shall add the coaster. I'm just going to use the Gixxer? I don't know. The launch motorbike one, but first step, get rid of the motorbikes, because I mean I think I've ridden one motorbike coaster before. Well, no, technically two, because Hagrid's is a motorbike coaster, but a Vekoma motorbike coaster, it was, I can't remember what the name of it is, the one at Flamingo Land, that's it. And I just really don't like the restraints, especially if you're a male, I'll put it that way. They're not the most comfortable restraints in the world. So I'll add in, I think I just launch it straight out of the station. It goes, obviously it goes into an LSM hold first. I can't remember how long the train, put it about 14 meters, I think it's probably about the right length of the train. If I add on the optional catwalk, I can see where I am. I think, just like Formula, I think we will go straight into one of those cool kind of warped, curved Vekoma Immelmans. I don't really know how you describe it. Put the banking offset on. I think Formula is about 81 feet tall, which I think is about 25 meters, I think. How tall is that? That's 22. 23. Yeah, we'll leave it about 23 will do. That's close enough. I need to raise this off the floor a bit anyway. Just remember, I am building this for pretty much all audiences, so you don't really want it to be too intense. And that's already too high. I'm not making it obviously exactly like Formula, but you want it to be more or less the same in terms of the ride stats, because obviously you know what kind of audience this ride is designed for. There you go, first sort of element, and it will come out of that. Still, oh wow, what are you doing? It'll come out of that. There you go. Coming sort of down into, I don't know, Vekoma have these very whippy transitions, and that's sort of what I'm going for. That kind of banks. Too harsh? No, that's about right. Sort of banks down like this. Something about building with Vekoma track is just so satisfying. It probably helps that it smooths very well in game, but is that even straight? Oh, no, it's not straight. It doesn't have to be, but it's just going to annoy me if it's not. And I think the launch on Formula is only 50 miles an hour, so put it down to, get it, there we go, 48, that'll do, 49, perfect. And the launch is quite whippy as well, so we'll put it on 8, I think. 3 seconds low, that's fine. So should we test it, see how it works? See how it goes into this launch. I know I've picked the Intamin Giga trains for this, but there's just no kind of accurate representation of the new gen Vekoma trains in game. That hangs there for way too long. Can you reduce that a little bit? We'll give it a go, see what it says. So what speed is it? It gets to 52. That's a much better speed. Yeah, perfect. Right. And then you are now really underbanked again. As usual. There we go. So as it starts to like bank up, here is what I'm thinking. And kind of get this like nice twisted airtime hill over the station. So obviously it's a coaster that has inversions, but you don't really want there to be like tons of inversions on it. It kind of needs to, I don't know, be happy with just a few, because if it's got loads of inversions on it, then it's basically a thrill coaster anyway, so you kind of only want to have a few inversions. Like, if this was a complete thrill coaster, then you could have probably done like a corkscrew or zero-G roll over the station, but because this is like kind of a thrill family coaster, it needs to kind of have elements for all age groups, shall we say. So as it kind of banks around here, I need to put the brakes in so I know where they're going. That's the best thing you can do when you're building a layout and you don't really know how it's going to end. If you just add in like the brake run, like I'm doing here, and you've kind of just got a better idea of how you know the ride's going to end. If it comes over here doing sort of a corkscrew sort of deal, that might be a bit too, yeah, that's way too small for a corkscrew. Especially with how fast the ride's going at that point. Oh, this is a weirdly shaped corkscrew. There we go. I'm gonna have an actual functioning corkscrew, which doesn't look bad. It'll do. I can go and smooth it anyway. So if we bring this kind of up. Again, we don't want it to be too thrilling, but I am kind of thinking a nice outer bank would be nice here. So if we kind of bring that around, even if it's just like a little one sort of, it's still not that intense, is it? If it's just a little outer bank. And you can sort of bring this around. Again, this coaster might be just a little bit too big, you know. And yeah, I'm going to actually, if I bring this that way, that makes that a lot smaller. I can, oh yeah, that wouldn't happen. I can connect that back up, it's fine. Then bring this more over this way. Again, I know this looks a mess, but I can change it. I just think the coaster is just a little bit too big. I'm curious, what does this look like? What does it do? Oh no, it's gonna do it again. That looks funny. So that's three inversions we've got, and I can put in another inversion here, kind of a more low to the ground one, I think. Oh, it's a nice queue interaction as well. You can probably fit a queue in between. You can probably fit a queue in between here, depending on how janky some of the custom supports get. Which, if it's me, they'll get very janky. And I'm going to kind of have it do a little. It's more kind of, not really, I can't really have a speed hill there actually because of where that hill is. Where that inversion is, sorry. If I make this lower, that'll be alright. Because it already is quite high. Sorry, train. I'll make this lower. Be a nice head chopper there anyway, wouldn't it? Clearance wise, that'll still work. Maybe. This will kind of be like the last sort of section on Phonix, where it's sort of like, oh, that was perfect, I got rid of it now. It sort of like gets all the smaller low to the ground parts towards the end into, I know this would definitely be too close, but I need to smooth that anyway, that was wrong. It comes around into the brakes, 1 meter piece on the end. Get rid of that. There we go. And I can probably move that a little bit more that way. The best thing is when smoothing, you just want to like over-exaggerate all the turns. So like for this outer bank here, if I over-exaggerate it like that, by the time I come to smooth it, it won't be anywhere near as banked as that. But I don't want it to be, that's too much. So I'll go around and smooth it all, and get back to you after I've done that. Fair bit of tinkering and smoothing. Here is the coaster. I'm going to 2 meter smooth this because I just want it to be nice and smooth like Vekoma's would be, and in game the 4 meter smooth's still not really enough. I don't know whether it's this kind of track type or this train, but it needs 2 meter smoothing. So if you go around the actual layout of the coaster, we'll start to test it. I've more flattened out the top of this so it's more like a kind of a stall now. So as you can see, when the train actually goes up into this, still has a bit of speed as it kind of spirals down. Does the twisted air hill, which is now slightly more off axis, that'll give you a bit more ejector here. Nice corkscrew over the brake run, the outer bank. All these turns have been better flattened, this sort of elongated Mosasaurus roll sort of thing. Then this bit kind of spirals down a bit deeper, speed hill. This bit's flat around here, it's like the last few turns just to waste the speed before it gets into the brake run, and the angle of the brake run's changed as well. It was more off this way, but I've made it more kind of direct underneath the outer bank, just so there's 2 pieces of tracks and the sort of horseshoe element, nowhere to go. But yeah, there's still quite a bit of room for the queue and everything. So I'm quite happy with how the coaster's turned out. Obviously the stats won't be great with it because it's kind of a low level thrill coaster, but that's what it's designed to be for, isn't it? It's designed for, pretty much everyone can ride it. It can be like a kid's first thrill coaster sort of thing, more seasoned thrill thrill coaster enjoyers, I suppose, will still enjoy it. So yeah, I'm quite happy with the layout of it. So I will 2 meter smooth it, custom support it, and come back to you for the showcase. Thank you so much for watching this episode of this challenge. If you've got any other challenges, please do let me know in the comments. I really enjoy building these challenges. They're just nice quick videos to do before the park series eventually starts, which I'm speeding away on. I've got a lot of work done on the park series, obviously a lot more to do on it, but yes, the park series is coming, but I'm really enjoying doing these challenges before. So any more ideas for these, let me know in the comments, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.